everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Charlotte and I've been documenting my travels across Asia. If you're not new here, then thank you for coming back. Welcome back. So in this video, I wanted to chat through mine and Alex's 3 favourite cafes for co-working in Canggu. But firstly, I've never actually explained what myself and Alex do, so that probably would be good to add some context. So Alex founded his own marketing agency about 5 years ago now. He basically helps other businesses get more clientele, more customers through online advertising. So I've already kind of touched on the fact that I quit my previous job in buying purely to travel. However, it was always discussed between me and Alex that I was going to help him part-time with client relationship management, general sort of PA duties, editing, ads and bits of copywriting, all things that I had bits of experience in anyway, and it was just obviously useful to Alex, useful to me to still have a small amount of income while I was away travelling, and a good 50-50 balance between still continuing to work and also, like I said, living high life, living my best life. The co-working cafe scene in Canggu, if you don't already know, is super competitive and there are so many Pinterest board standard cafes that are perfect to work in while you sip your morning coffee. And I'm seeing so many of my friends that are still in Bali tagging new cafes that have only opened in the last 2-3 months since we were in Bali. However, these 3 that I'm about to touch on are our 3 favourites from our experience, and we personally gravitated back to these 3 places religiously. So let's get into it. So firstly we have the coffee gods, aka Gron. Now, I wasn't really a massive coffee drinker before I went travelling. I'd have the odd decaf latte here and there, but I kind of always been more of a tea girl. However, Gron completely changed my opinion and I'm now addicted. Open 8 AM until 9 PM daily. We drove past Gron numerous times before we ever tried it. It's actually just at the beginning of the Canggu shortcut, so it's in a very popular location in Barawa. And it had plenty of charging ports, plus numerous tables, comfy seats if you want to have a chill phone call or meeting with somebody. It had bigger benches if you have a group of people that all need to get together for a team meeting. So we felt that it was really well equipped for co-workers. I'd say it tended to get pretty busy from around 11 AM. We used to go about 9 AM and just try and capture those first 2 hours, get some concentrated work done, and then we would leave when it started to get a little bit busier. But I would say inside the air-conditioned area within Gron, probably would see up to 30 people. Now they also have an outbuilding next to the bike park. I would say in there that would probably see at least 25 people. Plus they still have charging ports in the outbuilding, which is a big pro because it's clearly very well thought through for remote workers. So when we'd come to Gron, we would often come on a Monday morning. Now on a Monday morning, Gron offer a deal where you get a free coffee with any breakfast purchase. So this is saving you about 35k, which is just over £2. I would always get the shakshuka. I never tried shakshuka before, but oh my god, it was so good. That cost me about £4.60, including the free coffee I got with it. And honestly, I know I've touched on the coffee being nice, but mwah. Alex's favourite was always the breakfast skillet, so would also recommend that if you're into a meaty breakfast. Alex's breakfast skillet would cost him about £4.80, and I will also just mention that those prices, £4.80, £4.60, aren't actually including the local tax. You do usually have to pay an additional amount of tax that's not factored in to the menu price. It's usually about 15%. Some restaurants factor it in and some restaurants don't. So obviously that does maybe add on an extra £1, but still under £6 for a delicious coffee and a really nice filling, high quality breakfast. It's still great value in our opinion. And finally, there is also a bike park outside of Gron, and that is maintained by the nicest bike park man. He is so lovely, and a few times when we've been in Gron and the rain has been so torrential, when it stopped, he has always wiped all the bike seats down so you don't get a wet bum on your way home, and it's just the little things that really mean a lot. So shout out to the bike park guy. Overall, we would rate Gron a 9 out of 10 for co-working. The staff are super friendly and welcoming, very attentive, very polite. The coffee's great, the food's great, the atmosphere's great. It does just get a little busy at times, but regardless, it was still one of our top 3 favourites. Next up, we have Zin Cafe. So disclaimer, we actually only got a chance to go to Zin Cafe once. We didn't know where it was for a long time. It definitely wasn't one that we stumbled upon, but it was really highly recommended by so many of our friends. So we did, being us, leave it until the last week to try Zin Cafe, and it was incredible. The place is huge. It's got 4 floors. It's got, oh my god, so many different nooks, so many different areas, outdoor working spaces, indoor air conditioned private quiet rooms, a rooftop space. It was insane. Had we have known how unreal it was, we would have made the effort to come a lot sooner, so we were kicking ourselves. Like I said, it's super spacious. The atmosphere felt really calm, even though the place was quite busy. With it being so big and across so many floors, you didn't really feel on top of people. The tables were nicely spread out also, so you didn't feel packed in. The staff were really nice, and the coffee was good, and it was fairly priced at about £2.15. Now, Zin Cafe actually factor in the tax to their menu prices, which I prefer personally, because you think you're getting something really cheap and then you pay and you're like, oh. The food menu also seemed really extensive. They had so many healthy options. However, sadly, we didn't have a chance to eat there, but I saw numerous other people eating and the food just looked gorgeous. Regrets. The place itself is free to enter, it can be used by anybody, and I'd say it's generally a bright and a focused working environment. There were many people conducting interviews in there or Zoom calls in there without distraction. Zin also own a fitness centre that is next door to Zin Cafe. They do all sorts of classes, and there's just a general gym space, which is really great if you want to get your work done for the day and then get straight in the gym to tag your workout on to the end of your working day, and then you can get home and relax for the evening. There's also a gorgeous boho style Zin hotel that is right next door, sort of right behind the cafe. Now that would be incredible to stay in for a few weeks if you're going to Canggu to work remotely for a bit, but it does cost a pretty penny. Zin is located near Nelayan Beach, so it actually is on the street that runs parallel to Batu Belong. So this I find is great, because if you are working in Zin the entire day, you need a little breather, then you can just nip out to the beach for a bit of a walk, have a reset, clear your mind, and then get back to doing some productive work in the afternoon. Overall, after only going to Zin once, 100% it is a 10 out of 10. The space is humongous, it's light, it's airy, even in peak times it doesn't feel chaotic, and it's just the perfect co-working space. Zin is open 7 AM until 10 PM daily. Last but not least, our favourite hidden gem that is Kai Cafe in Barawa. So this might be a little out of the way for you if you are staying in more central Canggu, but our guest house was in Barawa and Kai Cafe was only a 5-minute walk down the street. So this was actually great to force us to walk somewhere, because we didn't really walk otherwise. When you arrive at Kai Cafe, it looks as though there's a small air-conditioned cafe and a small seating area out front. However, if you walk to the left and go down behind the back of the building, it opens out into the most unbelievable courtyard with tons of seating and a little pool if you wanted to dip your feet in, and also the windows at Kai are my favourite thing ever, looking out onto the rice field. The small air-conditioned cafe at the front of Kai seats, I'd say maybe only 12 people, hence why it's great to go and sit round the back in the courtyard, which seats I'd say at least 40 people. As you can see, there is plenty of different types of seating for big team meetings or just nip into a cafe to get some work done on your own. The chefs focus their menu on sustainably sourced local produce, and you could really tell with how fresh the food tasted. I usually went for the avocado toast, which cost roughly £3.60 with halloumi. I'd also sometimes go for a choco smoothie, and Alex was obsessed with the roasted beet salad that was priced at about £3.80. I recommended this place to numerous friends and everybody raved about it, and then they ended up recommending it to their friends. The staff are also really sweet, and when the same waitress noticed me and Alex going a few times, then they actually gave us some buy one get one free coffee vouchers to use in the morning, and each time we went and used another one she would give us a new one, which was a lovely touch. Overall, we would give Kai a 9.5 out of 10, purely because of how open, airy and relaxing the space felt, and genuinely you would find yourself sat working there thinking, how am I working in somewhere that looks this stunning? Like, it was just gorgeous. The only minor issue for us was sometimes in the courtyard at the back it would get quite warm, and the inside area was a little bit small, so if you want an air-conditioned space it was a little bit limited, but it really wasn't too much of a problem for us. So that was my roundup of our top 3 favourite places in Canggu for co-working in 2022/23. They were all places that we felt had generally the whole package, or they were general pointer if you are working full-time for a company who employed you back home. We would recommend getting a proper co-working space such as BeWork, just purely based off recommendations from other friends we met who were doing the same. It just guarantees you that you will have a quiet, peaceful space to work in. Obviously the cafe scene sometimes will have people socialising in there, so everywhere can get a bit loud. And I will just mention that we would always hotspot data from our Bali SIM card, therefore I can't comment on the quality and the speed of the Wi-Fi, the quality of Zoom calls for example, but we knew numerous friends who worked across these cafes and never heard any complaints from them. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it's given you a bit of inspo on which cafes to visit to work in the next time you find yourself in Canggu in Bali. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe. That just lets me know that you would like to see more of this content. So until my next video,